talking to some of the biggest names in the street interviews that are taking over social media. Our next guest, Street Beat, is dating. How many of you would answer random questions about your dating life? If someone... Uh-oh. Well, listen, she's lucky enough she finds people who are ready to tell their business. And the question she asks is this: what was the worst date you've ever been on? Content creator Emerald Wall's videos get millions of views, and her audience cannot get enough. Neither can I. Take a look.
What's the worst date you've ever been on?
And then he started to rap his own song over him playing the violin.
Smashed a chair. He picked up a chair and smashed it against the wall.
Can you Venmo me for your half of the dinner?
On your birthday.
Cheated on his girlfriend. He gave the girlfriend my shoes.
Back to my apartment, got so drunk that he peed in my bed.
What? Tam fam, please welcome Emma Wall to the sofa.
Oh my God. What a compilation. Hi. Oh my God.
Emma, sit down.
You look so beautiful.
Thank you. Emma.
That was a compilation.
That was those are some of your greatest hits.
Those were the greatest hits.
So I got to start where that woman left off. She said the guy
peed in her bed and then blamed her for it. He said, I think that was you that did it.
Okay, I have had some strange interviews in my life.
Yeah.
I think that one wins the story. What did you say when she said it?
90% of the time, that's my reaction. I'm just like, jaw is on the floor. I'm like, who are these people? Like, where are you finding these people?
How did you come up with that specific question? Because you're the audience grown, because everyone has a visual of their worst date. But why that question? What does that tell you about someone?
I mean, I just think it's such like a relatable question, because there's so many things you can talk about, like relationships and dating, but like people want to know. Like, I think it's exciting because you really think like, who are these people?
Right.
You know? So I went to my boyfriend and I was like, I want to start an interview series. And he's like, well,
why did that pop in your mind? What were you doing before the interview series?
Nothing really. I was just chilling. I was just hanging out. I was like, what
You're
am
like,
I gonna do?
I'm trying to figure out life.
I'm trying to figure out life, but I've always been so obsessed with like hosts of like talk shows and like interviewers, and I was like, that's what I want to do. So I was looking on TikTok and I was like, I don't see a lot of women in the interview space.
Which was interesting because that's what you noticed, and I've noticed it a lot early on in the social media form of these interviews. A lot of guys were asking questions.
A lot of guys, yeah.
And so you said, we want to represent, and I want to do this for a living.
Yeah, and so I was like, I want to see more women in this space. And so I told my boyfriend about it. I said, I want to start street interviewing, and he's like, what's something relatable? Like, let's do worst dates. And I was
that's
like,
where we went.
Okay.
We have the story that went viral. Was a girl and her shoes. Take a look at this one.
Worst date you've ever been on?
I was walking around in Soho and I crossed paths with this guy who's very cute. So he comes over, everything's great, we hook up, I say goodbye, I'm just chilling in my bed, and then I look over to my shoe rack and I see there's a space where shoes belong. I look high and low, cannot find my shoes. My Margiela Mary Jane tabbies. I go to the app, nowhere to be found. His profile is gone. Find out he cheated on his girlfriend. He gave the girlfriend my shoes. Later, I get the screenshot of his girlfriend wearing my shoes. I send that to him, no message, just that. He's like, just tell me when and what time, and I'll bring you your shoes.
Is that what you imagine would happen when you set out on this journey?
No, never. And
you're like a therapist. She kept going. I wouldn't have known what to do.
Well,
the story kept getting worse and worse.
It kept getting worse, and my face, I really was just like...
We have another one that I'd never heard before. Let's play it.
What's the worst date you've ever been on?
I matched with this guy. He recommended that we go on a date to the Comedy Cellar. The whole shtick of the comedy club is like, you have to order like 2 foods and 2 drinks. So like the comedians start coming on. He turns to me and he was like, I'm getting pretty tired. He leaves mid-comedy show. So now I'm sitting alone. The bill comes. I'm like, it's a hefty bill. Like, he didn't pay for the tickets. He didn't pay for the drinks. He didn't pay for the food, which like in the beginning he said was covered.
Okay, a lot of this is about learning real, authentic reactions from people. What's the takeaway about dating?
I mean, I think I just want men to take away, like, I don't want I want men to see it and be like, I don't want to end up on her show. Yeah. To be good on dates.
Does it taught you, because these are the worst case, right?
Yeah.
There are many other great stories.
Yeah, they're
Does
good
this
ones.
make you believe in love, or what is this? Because it made me leery.
Yeah, it makes me grateful for having my boyfriend and for never going on a bad date. Like, nothing like this.
You've
And
never had a bad date?
Nothing like this.
Okay,
My
but what's
stories do not
what's your
compare.
worst date?
Oh my gosh, in the hot seat. Okay, what is my worst date? Well, funnily enough, my boyfriend was on my channel, and he told the story of our first date.
Oh.
But he spun it in like a negative
Okay, I'm
way,
not
yeah.
going to pry any longer to break you up, but
Yeah, right? And we're gonna be fighting.
this is
after
when the
this,
real
yeah.
talk show host comes
Yeah.
out and goes, "Go on." That's the
Right?
difference. Okay, so I love it. So what do you want to do next? Because they're saying that this is the new talk show. Do you see
Yeah.
like a full-on dating show from this?
I would love that. Yeah, I think that'd be super fun. I think a podcast would be awesome. I think like a bad dating card game, something like fun, something
Fascinating.
interesting. Yeah.
I can't wait to see what you have next.
Yeah.
But avoid me if you see me on the street.
Okay,
Don't
well,
ask
I
me,
got
Emma,
you.
okay?
I'll walk right past you.
You can follow Emma Wahlberger on TikTok and From the Windows to the Wall